Welcome everybody back to another episode of the People's Real Estate Podcast. I'm joined by my other two hosts, Renee and Edwin. How we feeling, guys?
How's it going? Feeling good, man.
Good.
How are
man.
you doing today?
I'm doing great, man.
It's back for
So,
another episode.
Q4, baby.
Q4, yes. Oh my gosh, the end of the year is right around the corner, guys.
Yeah, man. I think I saw something that says Christmas. This was like 4 days ago. It says Christmas was about 50-something days away.
Yeah. You know, before we get to the episode, one of my favorite things, you know, when I was a kid was, you know, when all the holiday season started, like, you know, from the 1st of November, you know, they started announcing all the holiday movie lineups on like the kids channels. Yeah. I used to be so excited, bro. And I still am a little bit, but I don't watch as much TV as I used to.
I love this time of the
year. I
do. Started with the fall. Fall's my favorite season.
Really?
Yeah.
Edwin, what's your favorite?
I would have to say it's early summer, late spring.
Okay. And what's your guys' favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Favorite holiday? That's a hard one, man. I don't know. I like either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Thanksgiving, bro.
Yeah, I would say Thanksgiving too, because you know
it's not political. You
family
know what I'm
and
food, family, football.
You would think a lot of people would say I think a lot of people would say Christmas, but for me, I don't really look forward to Christmas.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But just off the break, Christmas, you eliminate so many people.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Thanksgiving doesn't really have that kind of like religious or political implication. You know, you could be red or blue or left or right and say, have a good Thanksgiving. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, because it's more, and think about what it is. It's not really you receiving things like Christmas is.
Yeah.
It's more about giving and like, you know, thanking, like, you know, being thankful and grateful.
And that just got me thinking, maybe we could film just to liven up the podcast a little bit, make an episode like for Thanksgiving themed, to like dress up, I don't know, like
a turkey,
you know, something like that. That could be fun. Like,
what do you know about Thanksgiving episode? So Friendsgiving.
Yeah, like a Friendsgiving episode. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Maybe have, you know, a couple.
Well, they're having a Friendsgiving at Argent. Maybe we just have our podcast there, just set up and have a live podcast at Argent.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, have an interactive podcast.
Yeah,
ask a couple questions.
You never know.
That could be fun.
All right, well,
we could set it up in the lunch, one of the conference areas in the conference room.
The spitball. I mean, that just happened right now. So
yeah. Okay. So
man. So yeah,
sidebar conversation, but yeah, stick around.
It's a
subscribe.
Good day.
If you're listening to the podcast, you know, subscribe, drop a comment, drop a like. We are, believe it or not, guys, we are on episode 13.
Okay.
13. We've filmed 13 episodes.
Okay.
And a milestone is going to be 50.
And we're only getting better.
We're only getting better.
We think, right?
And shout out to everybody, the new subscribers, the new listeners. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We do this for you guys. I hope you guys find value in this. And if you do, like I said, subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment.
Yeah. And on that note, we're having an episode because one of our subscribers messaged us, right?
Exactly. And what did they message us?
Well, they said, hey, you know, hey, good job, guys, but all you guys talk about is home buyers and home sellers. He goes, how about homeowners? How about someone that already has a house? What tips do you have for me? And I thought that was pretty cool enough that we're like, yeah, let's dedicate an episode to that, you know?
Okay.
Very good point. We are the People's Real Estate Podcast.
You got it.
And we listen to the people. Yeah. So just to kick it off, what do we want to talk about, right? What's some advice? If somebody just asked you, hey, I'm a homeowner, Renee, Edwin, what advice do you have for me? What should I know? What should I have in mind about being a homeowner? This could be tips for adding value to the house. How can I pay off my mortgage quicker? You know, people talk about equity, Renee. Yeah. How can I leverage that? So let's talk a little bit about that. So,
well, what Renee has been saying lately, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Yeah. So you already got 50% of the equation, I guess, done, right?
Yeah,
you're good. Now it's okay. Let's look at your goals. If your house is building equity, is going good, okay. Are you open to getting a second one, possibly rental income, or just as a flip? But let's define your goals first. Do you want to be a landlord, or do you want to be a project manager, or are you okay with just paying off your debt and having that retirement plan or having that equity saved up?
I think something that goes, I guess not really talked about. I mean, you know, you'll hear it here and there, but you don't really know the impact a couple more dollars towards your principal has on your mortgage, right? So what I'm saying is this is scheduled 30 years, 360 payments. They even give you a chart with all the payments and stuff.
Yeah.
How about you pay that off faster? You know what I mean? So I think that's something that homeowners aren't really told about, or it's not explained so much. And I think it's because maybe homeowners think that they need a big amount, like I need $10,000. You know,
an extra $50, $100.
it goes a long way. The way
way
I can explain it best, or the way I understand it best, and you guys can do your own research, look it up. But take a whole payment, right? So if the whole year is $2,400, right? Take a whole payment for the whole year, divide it into 12, and send that monthly every month towards the principal. You know what I mean? If you can do that, and from what I understand, just that alone, you could save about 7 years on your mortgage. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Interest-free.
And just doing the minimum, right? If you have the extra funds to add a little bit more towards that.
Yeah, like if you could do 2 payments a year.
You could do it quicker.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this, right, Renee? It's your monthly mortgage payment it's divided into principal, interest, tax, insurance, right? So what Renee is saying that you can most of the your monthly mortgage payment goes initially, right? Goes towards your interest.
Yeah.
And if you want to speed up the rate that you pay off your mortgage, your loan is adding a little bit extra towards the principal. Because like I said, most of the money initially goes towards interest.
Yeah, it's because you're saving yourself money. Because think about it, they've already planned out how much you're going to pay and how much interest you're going to pay them back, right? For the next 30 years. It's already set, right? So that's not changing.
Yeah.
Unless you make the amount that you owe them less. That's what we say the principal, right?
Yeah.
Because this is the total amount that you owe. If you lessen that, then you're going to save yourself money over time because it's less money you're paying them back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And also be wary if there is prepayment penalties on your
Check.
mortgage.
Yeah. You got to check. Talk to your mortgage.
Meaning, it's self-explanatory. There might be a penalty for you paying off your mortgage quicker than you should.
Yeah. It's rare, but...
It's rare, but it
check.
happens. So,
yeah.
Don't be like, hey, the People's Podcast, Renee and Carlos told me I could do it. Be wary.
Yeah, man. But yeah, what everyone says, have a plan, though. I think that's very important because... There's, usually people say, oh, you can refinance and stuff like that. Well, look what's happening right now in the market. People got great rates, and they might have great equity, but, you're kind of stuck there because you don't want to jump out of a low rate to go to a higher rate right now, right? So have a plan. You know what I mean? Have a plan. Like, what's your plan for this property? Is this a keeper? Is this something I'm gonna have for 5 years, 10 years? You know what I mean? So have a plan for the property. And not only when you buy it, but once you have it, because plans change, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So always have a plan on what you want to do. With that investment.
Yeah, because for example, right? Let's say that I bought a home. And it was my first home, my starter home. It's not my dream home, like I said, it's my starter home, but it's up $100,000 more than what I bought it for. How can somebody that's in a position like that leverage the equity that they have in their home?
You can leverage the equity that you have in there. So if you're up 150,000, right? We can leverage that now. How can we leverage it? Well, it depends what goals you want to accomplish. Do you even want to have more property?
Yeah.
I would say if this one's going good and you have $100,000 because of this asset, maybe you want to do that again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to better your situation by adding another one of these, right?
Yeah.
But look, life comes at you fast, man. Maybe you need to pay off school loans. Maybe now you have children that want to go to school.
Yeah.
Man, it's a good school. Congratulations, but you need to come up with 30 grand tuition every year now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So 40, 50 grand, whatever it is, right? So you need a big chunk of money, right?
We've had cases where people have leveraged the equity that they have in their home, right, to send their kids to college.
Yeah.
Because they bought a home, let's say 20, 10, 15, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
They might own their house outright or almost own it outright. And their kids are at the age where they have to go to college. They don't have to worry about, having that savings because, that savings is in the house. They could leverage the equity that they've built over the years in that property to send their kids to college and not really have to worry about it.
Yeah. What's happening a lot right now is parents helping their kids buy properties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we had a case where someone was, using basically the equity of their home to help their child get another property. You know what I mean? So that's happening right now.
Exactly.
So, hey, man, people got to pay off debts. You want to pay off a car.
Yeah.
know what I mean? So these are things that you can do with equity, or you can get another property, you can pay off debt, you can help, loved ones, you know what I mean? That's the beauty. That's a beautiful part about real estate, man. So
Yeah, and I will never get tired of telling people like, you don't think about buying real estate too much, because I always like to look at the wealthy people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The celebrities and the people of high influence, right? They all, if you look at do your research and look at their portfolios, they all hold real estate.
Yeah.
All of them. Like I was just looking at, I saw this TikTok of these they were saying how much the kids of these, like for example Kanye West's daughter, how much she's worth. She's worth like $238 million, and they broke down what that consists of. And most of that wealth
portfolio was like 48% real estate.
Most of that portfolio, like you said, consists of real estate, right? Yeah. And these are things, guys, that you can pass down to your kids, right? Yeah. And some of them, they're tax exempt in the way you do it, because there's tax strategies, and that's getting into nitty gritty. But
it's crazy that you say that, bro. I'm up, looking at the, some posts and stuff like that. And there's this like, I understood the message of the post, right? The message of the post is, hey, look, don't fall too in love with worldly things, because you're not going to take these things with you, right? That's absolutely 100% facts, right? But here's the thing, though. Not everything has to be like that, though, because at the same time, when I was reading the post, I'm like, I don't know about that, because if I bought like you said a bunch of set of jet skis, that probably I'm not gonna take with me, and it's probably not gonna help anybody, man. But if I leave my children
I'm appreciating
assets that's gonna continue to make money for them, even though I'm gone. I can't take it with me, but I can leave something. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, that post, like, I like the message. Yeah, it's a good message for the soul, right? Don't get attached to worldly things.
Yeah.
But I also think, man, because, as humans, I think that's one of the best qualities we have, that we can actually try to predict the future, see the future, and maybe prepare for it and plan for it.
There's a reason why real estate is one of the safest investments, right? It's one of the biggest things I got lessons that I learned from reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's learn to, if you want to achieve wealth and you got to understand the difference between a liability and an asset, right? A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket, and an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. Meaning that also you have to understand, right? There in this world, in this United States, there's a difference between good debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
Because this country runs on debt regardless, right? So once you understand that there is good debt and bad debt, and real estate is good debt, that's the truth of the matter. Yeah. Like
what other kind of debt would you know that will grant you $100,000 within 5 years?
It's not many. It's not many.
It's real estate is such a powerful tool to have in your corner too, because realistically all you need is one to play the game. You stay in your first one, start playing the game. Like Monopoly, all you need is one. It opens up many doors. So when you're 5 years down the line, you're ready to move into that forever home, I guess you can say.
Exactly.
You have a little more leverage to put down towards making that purchase a lot easier.
Exactly. So a lot of some people get scared because they're like, hey Renee, but look, I don't just want to. That's my equity, man. That's I don't want to necessarily take that out from the house. I just want to just leave there and keep growing. So I have that equity there already, but I don't want to necessarily take it out. Okay, well, leverage, so borrow against the equity.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You could do that too. We had someone do that too. They wanted to start a business. They got a HELOC loan, right? So a HELOC is a home equity line of credit, basically. So it's a loan, but it goes against your equity. Yeah. And listen to this. A lot of people don't talk about that. It's such, how can I put it? The leverage is so great because the house is right there for the lender. It's a lot easier to lend you this money because it's right there, right? They see the equity, they see the asset. So what's going to happen is they're going to lend you this money at a way lower rate, as opposed to you getting a personal loan or a business loan, right? Which is going to be way higher rates. So if you have the equity, you want to start a business, you could actually borrow against that. You don't even have to touch it.
Yeah.
You see that's amazing.
And you only pay interest on the amount that you use.
There you go. You see what I'm saying?
So
yeah.
if you have $100,000 in equity and you only use 50,000 of it, you're only going to pay interest on those 50,000.
Yeah. Now there's to be transparent. The institutions, they're not going to let you. Most institutions not going to let you tap into 100% of your equity.
I think it's like 80%.
About 70, 75%.
75, yeah, 75,
it depends on your situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you have a whole lot of it, they might let you top a little more than that. You know what I mean? So it all depends. But the idea is, I understand people. Sometimes you don't want to take the equity out of your house. Hey man, you can borrow against it. You know what I mean?
So I have something to talk to you guys about regarding that, right? I had somebody tell me, like, when I always pose the question, like, hey, I own a home, right? And they're like, I've owned it for a while. I have equity. It's like, but they're hesitant to get another mortgage, to get into more debt, because they're worried it's going to be like, oh, if I leave this house and move into another one, I'm going to have 2 mortgages on my shoulder, right? So how would you kind of tackle that objection of people to get them over that hurdle of them thinking like, oh, what if I can't find somebody to pay what my mortgage costs?
No, and I mean, as realtors, right? And when we understand these fears, right? And that's where I think, be sensible. People like you're buying this to rent it out, then let's make sure it's in a good rental area. You know what I mean? Let's make sure that the income is good in that area, the education is good in that. Because if you're going to depend on rental income in that area, then let's make sure that's what that property is for. You know what I mean? So I think up front, you could do some of your due diligence to help you out in the future, right?
Exactly.
Like I would say, have a plan, right? But so it depends on what your plan is, what you're trying to execute. But that's the second house. A lot of people see that as a burden, and it's because you're forgetting already all the benefits that the first house is bringing you. You know what I mean? So it will just be the same benefits times 2. And like we were saying, plan accordingly, man. Like I had someone tell me that, well, Renee, I'm scared, and this person makes great money, but I'm scared. How about if it goes a month, 2 months without renting? Well, we're gonna get a house in an area that we know houses don't sit for 2, 3, 4 months without renting, right? Number one. Number two, protect yourself. If you have a nice house and you say, hey, I want a deposit and I want 2 months up front, it's a nice house. People are going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that right there, deposit and 2 months, that's 3 months. And if we saw the stats that the house is never vacant for more than 30 days, right? Then we know that that's probably a good deal, right?
Yeah.
So so just know what you're getting into in that sense,
Yeah, and always put aside like, extra money for those rainy days, for expenses that you can't really foresee, like, eventually that you're gonna need
one of the majors, right?
One of the majors, roof,
HVAC,
etc. Right.
Windows.
So always plan accordingly. Don't just spend all the money that you're getting from your rental. Put aside some.
And that ties into the buying process. Remember, the home inspector is going to tell you, hey, there's only about three years left on these windows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Is this the one I want? Do I have the budget for that? Right. Or okay, I'll buy it. And I know that I have to start setting aside a window budget for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? So,
and I mean, do your research to minimize risk, because I mean, overall, there's always a little bit of risk with every investment, with every purchase. I mean, but there's ways you could minimize that, like we were just talking about. Exactly. Not going in the rural area where it's straight farmland. That's probably not the best rental place, right?
You're right.
But maybe a big city near a college, transportation, heavy jobs, stuff like that. Maybe that is a great way to minimize.
Yeah, that's good. Those are the factors that you should be looking for when you're considering buying a second property. You want to make sure that's in, like Edwin said, a good location, close to a lot of amenities, and there's a thriving job market.
Yeah,
another thing is like somebody's always gonna need somewhere to live. People are always the need for housing,
especially now,
is always gonna be there. So it's not about don't get caught up in, oh, is it gonna rent? Is somebody gonna pay this? There's always somebody gonna be looking for housing.
And I'll be honest with you, Carlos. Usually the problem with that is because they can't envision themselves living.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I wouldn't live there. Well, nobody's asking you to. You know what I mean? Someone, if you put a nice product on the market, someone's going to be appreciative, thankful that you did, and they'll want to live there. It might not be you, but someone will. Like you were saying.
There was this one time I was helping out with the rental, and I was doing the showings for the agent, and the house was a tiny home. It was one level. It was 2 levels. One level being to say the least, it wasn't that big, right? 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom.
Like a New York apartment.
Exactly. It's similar to that. So imagine a teeny tiny bedroom, and then I mean, yeah, the people would come in. Some of them had 6 people in the family. Yeah, okay, maybe this isn't the best option for you. Yeah. But if you need it, okay, then we can work something out. This might be the one for you, financially, right? Or there was just also one couple. I remember it was just 2 of them, just those 2 couples. All they do is work. Very minimal lifestyle. That's perfect for them, right? Yeah. So it's just a matter of what kind of people you attract, who would want to live in this place.
Yeah, it's just finding the right fit for everybody. Everybody's situation is different. Yeah. So okay. So moving forward, right? Now let's talk about what's some if you want to add value to the house you live in at the moment. What are some repairs that you can do that are, let's say, not too expensive, cost-effective repairs that add value to your house, right? Let's say maybe you're not planning on selling next year. Maybe you're planning on selling like 2-3 years from now. Like, what are some things that you can start doing to add value to your house?
Well, this can vary a lot. I mean, I would say the easiest ones, fresh coat of paint. If you know you haven't painted your walls in 10 years or something, you might need a fresh coat of paint. Or maybe on the cabinets, make it look alive again, I guess you could say.
Yes.
I would say that's probably one of the most effective ones.
And also, Edwin, do you think I should be painting my walls like pink, blue?
No, that's a very good question, actually. No, when you're trying to sell a house, you want to appeal to the public. So what is most likely to appeal to the public? Probably not a hot pink wall.
Something neutral.
Neutral.
Neutral colors.
Yeah. So small things, paint. Believe it or not, cleaning your house, man. Yeah. Like decluttering, you know what I mean? That it goes a long way, believe it or not.
You telling me?
No, I'm just saying because people go, well, I'm not too. Me personally, right? Oh, it's not too much stuff. Go to put it away. You'll see. Oh man, I do have a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. And then I would say something small, man. That really attracts buyers in this market, or in moving forward is making your house maybe a little smarter, right? Using a little more smart features that don't have to be super expensive, like a thermostat. You know what I mean? Things like that. That'll kind of make the lights. Lighting is very important.
Yeah. LED lights.
Yeah, because these lights, like you can have beautiful everything, and you have that old fluorescent yellow lighting.
I don't like.
It just makes
lights.
Everything just look depressing, man.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Old,
like
like so. Just that alone, just a couple lights. When you said bright LEDs, that'll liven up the place.
Yeah.
And then add some smart features like switches that maybe work with Alexa and things like that. And these are cost effective. But when someone's experiencing a home, if I can say, hey, turn on this, turn on that, I'm like, oh, okay. Even though the home was built 50, 70 years ago, it has some of that modern day feel that you want.
Yeah, I saw this video of this couple adding under lighting under the cabinets.
Just right
it made
there.
it look so much better.
Just right there,
and
man.
it like
they're strips.
They're strips.
Yeah, they're just strips. Yeah.
And that's it. And it adds such a different feel to the kitchen. Like
I love it when people do it like accent like we had accent walls. Now people have accent lighting like behind fireplaces and corners. It looks awesome, man. So little things like that to make your home feel a little more modern.
I take all my inspiration from TikTok.
Yeah,
there's all these TikTok people that
Pinterest, man.
Yeah, Pinterest too.
Pinterest is huge on it. My wife is always showing. I don't have Pinterest. I'm sorry, but my wife is. I don't. I should though. Yeah. My wife always showing me stuff on there. Though I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat. You know what I mean? So
I'll be honest. I don't even know how Pinterest really works.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's just like photo sharing and stuff.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Yeah, it's just a platform.
I should though.
Got a few recipes from there.
Yeah.
I know there
some good stuff there.
No, it's a very popular thing. I know that for a fact. I'm just saying it doesn't. I've never really looked into it.
I hear you.
But so add paint. Paint the walls.
Lighting.
Add some lighting.
Smart features.
What else? If you have a little bit that not so cost effective, but I'm pretty sure you can find cost effective ways to do it. Upgrade the bathrooms if you need to maybe add some tile.
I was about to say flooring was a thing that back in the day, big deal. Now, hey, there's flooring now that's out the box, and a guy like me can do it. I'm not handy at all.
Yeah,
they just you snap it together.
Yeah,
stuff is flawless. You can't scratch it. It's waterproof. Like flooring is something that goes a long way, and it's really not that hard anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's good. If you can do the flooring, there's a lot of, like Renee said, there's a whole bunch of new ways to do it now that you can DIY it.
Yeah.
Look at a couple YouTube videos if you're somebody like me that I like to look at YouTube videos first and then see if based on that YouTube video it looks like I can do it. I'll give it a shot before, and then if I can't do it, then I'll probably hire somebody else. But 9 times out of 10, I'm able to do it after I see a couple YouTube videos. And another thing I would say is like we said, upgrade the bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
Hardware.
Yeah, doorknobs, faucets, things like that. You know, like when I see the old school, it's gold plated with the white, and it says hot. And it's like cold on the other side. I'm like, man, that was Home Depot like 20 years ago. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
those are like that was like the standard they put in all houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, upgrade that. It's like about $50. You get something that looks really nice.
Yeah.
You know, for $100, you get something that you can touch. Like, you know what I mean? It's little touches like that, man. You know what I mean? That really
really
modernize a home.
Yeah,
you know?
little things like that make a space feel so much fresh.
Yeah, newer. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Are we missing anything else? Okay. We got walls. We got upgrade bathrooms, accent lighting, flooring. What are some other things?
Details like hinges, doorknobs.
Yeah.
Window
hardware.
frames,
Hardware
like
stuff.
Yeah, I mean these I was just looking at it right now. What are these called? Like electrical covers for the socket for electrical, like some of those sometimes they're old school looking. They're gold, fake gold. Or they're cracked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, those are under $1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go to home and you can do it yourself. It's 2 screws. You take it out, you put it back in. It looks. You do that, you replace. It looks fresh. It looks new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Little tips, man. I mean, little things that'll go a long way.
Yeah, and all those things when it comes time for you to, like, you know, let's say you put your house on the market, all of those things, believe it or not, from my experience of showing homes with buyer clients, they notice those little things, and those little things sometimes are the deal breakers.
Yeah, the difference.
They make the difference. Yeah. They do. So yeah, you know, look into it. If you're a homeowner, to look up cost effective. These are cost effective ways so you can add value to your house and just give it a fresh look. Yeah,
for a home seller, you're considering selling your home, maybe soon or in the future. Just think about, you know, for sometimes for the home seller, it's all about them. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? But think about the psychology of someone walking through your home for the first time. It's like a first impression. You know what I mean? You meet someone for the first time and they didn't smell too good. You're probably gonna remember that forever.
The Air Force Ones are beat up.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, things like that. So it's a first impression. And think about this, right? I've been doing this for a while. The psychology of a buyer. When a buyer enters the home in the first couple seconds, I think they're gonna determine what state of mind they're about to look at this home at. Like if as soon as they walked in, they could spot 1 or 2 negative things, it's like now they're only gonna look for negative things.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's weird how the house could be nice and stuff, but they saw something's broken.
Yeah.
They're like, what else is broken?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's just it's a psychological thing. If they walk in, it's bright, it's smelling nice. You already put them in a state of mind where it's almost like, what other positive things are there in this house? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's crazy, man. But as a seller, remember there is a first impression in real estate, right? With your home being on the market. Talk to your realtor about that. You know, is that important to your realtor? Because it should be.
Yeah.
So, you know, the entrance, the first couple seconds of coming in your home, that should, like I said, that should set up the potential buyer for a good, positive experience. You know?
Yes, exactly. So I agree 100%. So guys, I hope you guys found all of this information helpful. If you're a home seller, I hope this was helpful to you. And let us know what we missed down in the comments. Like and subscribe. And Edwin, close us off. What's something you want to say out to the people?
I want to say, thank you for the questions, because this is what we're here for, to answer the questions and share our knowledge that we have built up over the time that we've worked in real estate. Feel free to keep bringing in questions, more specific questions. Like
that was a good one.
This was a very good question that we really enjoyed answering. So if, like, let's say next time I want to invest, I want to buy a flip or something like that.
Yeah,
let us know.
We'll bring more episodes targeted towards the comments that we get from people, the feedback that we receive. We'll make episodes based on that, because like we keep saying, it's the people's podcast. We named it that for a reason, because we want to emphasize on that we care about what people really think, right? The feedback that we get. So yeah, any last thoughts, Renee?
Nah, what was just coming in my head right now. Just like when you go purchase a vehicle, if the person has service records and they're it's from a reputable source, you're like, you instantly think, okay, well, this has been taken care of better. This is worth more, right? Or it's at least worth what they're asking for. I would say as a home seller, you could do the same. If you could show service records for your HVAC, service records for your roof, things like that, or whatever you have. Maybe you have a water filtration system. Show, for that. And if you can show all these to potential buyers, I think it justifies your value, right? Or it gives you more value as a homeowner. So just remember that service records for your HVAC and things around the house, right?
Yeah, I agree. So that's it for another episode of the People's Real Estate Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe.
Keep those receipts.
Yeah, keep those receipts. And drop a comment. Let us know what we missed and leave us any suggestions on episodes that you want to see.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Just like this
and
one. Let
if
us
you
know.
could, some constructive criticism. We always want to get better and deliver.
Send that to Edwin,
better
though.
message. Yeah, send it to
Yeah.
me.
Send all of those that.
Tell me, get rid of this ugly sweater you got on. Or something.
Send that constructive criticism to Edwin, though.
All right. That's it for today's episode. We'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, guys.